Hi, my name is Aaron, and I put this video together to show my kindness, my compassion, and my empathy towards those that have fought the toughest battles in the last 2 years. Those that have gone through major complications and reactions, life-changing effects, disease and illness from these COVID mRNA injections. These people are sharing their story to alert and warn others of the dangers, that the effects that these drugs can have on the human body and the immune system. They are truly brave and courageous to stand up and speak out against them. They have my full support and my respect also, and they are now very good friends of mine. My hope was this would bring people closer together, show unity and show strength in numbers. Because the sooner we come together, the quicker we can find help for these people, true help for these people, because these people have been gaslit and they've been ignored by our National Health Service, so they need the help that they so deserve right now. So my hope was to bring people closer together with this video, bring acknowledgement to these people also, because vaccine injury lives do matter, and vaccine injury isn't rare, it's really real. So I hope when people watch this video, they'll show their support, their kindness and compassion also to these people. And if there's anything to come of this, please reach out to your family members, your loved ones, those that you care about, because they also may be suffering from the effects from these drugs, and they may need your help. So please reach out to those that are most in need, and please hold your thoughts for those that have lost their lives in the last 3 years, the bereaved families left behind because of the effects that these drugs have had on their family members and loved ones. They're in our hearts and souls forever. We won't forget what happened in the last 3 years. So hold our thoughts to them people, and let's show our kindness and compassion also. Love, peace and respect to all.
Hi, my name is Kat Parker, and this is my vaccine injury journey. Back in April of 2021, I was required to take the vaccine in order to keep my job. I was a project manager for a construction company. So at that time, I took the J&J shot, not knowing it was J&J, said Jensen. About a month after, I started having chronic fatigue and exhaustion. Went to the doctor, went to a couple of different doctors. I asked if it could be the vaccine, and I was told no. I was told I was either anemic, or it was my menopause, or I was just overworking. So I had 2 huge iron infusions, did absolutely nothing. Went and had a sleep study during this time, and it showed that I was chronically insomnic, or had insomnia. And by this time, I had been laid off in June of 2021. So then I had to go get another job. So in October of 2021, I got another job where I had to travel. So, of course, they said I had to get the booster. So in November of 21, I got the Pfizer booster. And within about 2 weeks after that, my hair started falling out. And then the side effects just came in droves. I started getting just sick, nauseated, started just being so tired that I couldn't concentrate. I started falling asleep at my desk. And then by, I think it was January of 2022, they laid 16 of us off. So then I had to find another job. And this job, not long, I was not there. My employer fired me because of my health. Basically told me that I could not be there. My health was not good enough for me to be able to work, which of course is illegal. I started having such chronic issues where I couldn't remember anything. My memory was terrible. I was stuttering. I was falling over. I was also a concert photographer and professional freelance photographer. So by this time, I'm going to doctors and trying to get help, and I am getting gaslit and told it's not the shot. There's nothing they can do. It's all in my mind. And finally, I do find a neurologist and a couple of other doctors that can help. And I've been diagnosed with pseudoparkinsonism, which is Parkinson's disease caused by medication, Epstein-Barr virus, sleep apnea, narcolepsy, idiopathic CNS hyperinsomnia, adrenal insufficiency, candida, which is mold in my ears, chronic tinnitus in my ears, dermatitis, a tongue infection, overactive bladder, blood clots and bleeding, brain fog, memory loss, Behçet's disease. The latest is CCI, which is cervical cranial instability. How I've gotten to the point of where I'm at is I got so angry and aggravated that I could not find anyone to help me, and I kept seeing such injustice that I started fighting for not only myself but for others. So I went online to find help, and I really couldn't find anyone that was not either doom and gloom or not helping anyone, so I created my own support group. And at this day now where I'm at over 4,000 people, I have met some amazing folks, including Aaron. Aaron somehow found me and came into my group from the UK, and we just bonded because he is such an amazing human. He has been such a great support for us vaccine injured and for other people in the world who have faced such injustice, such hardship. He fights for our children and our children's children. I fight for all of us. If it wasn't for people like him and for myself that continue to keep fighting, keep speaking out, keep not shutting up and doing the right thing, which is speaking the truth, showing evidence of what's happening, where this is absolutely a bioweapon by all definition and intents and purposes. I never thought I'd ever say that out of my mouth. I never thought I'd ever say that we're in the middle of a pandemic of something that was created that should have never been. It is a travesty of where we are, but I have also seen such beautiful, wonderful people come together in humanity, and including people like Aaron and so many others that I have met. It makes me proud to know that such wonderful people still exist in this world, and that even in tragedy, we can still come together to help each other. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Josephine Fillier. I'm 33 years old from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. 2 years ago, on June 18th, 2021, I made a decision that would forever change my life, which I regret every day. I got 1 dose of Pfizer. It has been a very long, lonely, excruciatingly painful journey. I grieve constantly with the decision that I had made, and now I am left with a body that I barely recognize. I am left to pick up the pieces of myself, researching how to heal my body because professionals haven't acknowledged me or helped me this entire time. I have suffered 50 or more symptoms in the last 2 years, and now I am left with an autoimmune disease called dysautonomia and POTS. In January 2022, I learned about this experimental gene therapy bioweapon that I had injected into my body. Once I learned the truth, I wanted to commit suicide. These thoughts still run through my head constantly, even 2 years later. I have 3 beautiful young children, so giving up isn't an option. Being a spiritual being, I had heard a voice within my head during my suicidal thoughts telling me that I had to research everything possible about these shots and how to detox and heal myself. Ever since March of 2022, I have researched every day and every night on how to heal my body. I have lost friends and family throughout this journey because of my injury and the awakening to the truth of these shots and government's agenda for humanity and our future. I was alone for a year with my injury because my loved ones didn't believe me. Until I was chosen by God to attend a truckers' convoy in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, back in January 2022. That's when I found a huge community of truth-seeking freedom fighters that had the same concerns as I did. I also came in contact with the vaccine-injured community, who then saved my life. Their misinformation was the right information that I needed in order to diagnose myself and to heal my body. Over the last year, I had to research and experiment on myself to figure out the proper ways to heal through positive thinking, natural and holistic medicine such as supplements, diet changes, lifestyle changes, herbs, and learning about heavy metal and parasite detoxes. One person I met in the vaccine-injured community was Aaron Leaves. Even though he wasn't injured himself, he was a brave, compassionate warrior who never gave up in the last 3 years trying to warn others of what's going on and supporting the vaccine-injured. We connected instantly, and he's been a wonderful addition to my journey, and I'm grateful for him. The last 2 years have been the most traumatic, disturbing, yet beautifully rewarding experience of my life. I have learned so much about myself, who I am, and what my purpose is on earth. I have learned so much about my loved ones and my community, also the people who control the world and our history and the future that lies ahead. I have grown so much in such a short period of time. I am beyond proud of myself and the steps I took along the way. I will forever fight to protect my children, heal my body, and advocate the dangers of the COVID-19 experimental gene therapies. I could either sit at home every day grieving and suffering with this injury, or I can take my wisdom and my knowledge that I have acquired along the way to give back to humanity and make the world a better place for the generations to come with my story. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Naomi Crocht. I have been in this journey towards healing from my vaccine injuries since May 12th of 2021. However, I'm fast coming up on my second anniversary, an anniversary that I am going to celebrate. I've made a miraculous comeback, utilizing just a lot of education and knowledge to fight back against the conditions that I could never get a diagnosis for. But I knew that others were, so I operated and sought the knowledge to change my habits, to change my practices, my daily practices, my nutrition, basically a whole full life overhaul. And I now can claim that I am back to pre-injury baseline. I had a car accident, so now I'm still dealing with some residual injuries, like a little bit to my back and to some muscles. But I can now regain my life thanks to all the wonderful love and support of each other. We have been the answers for each other all along, holding each other up in prayer, loving and supporting each other, coming to bat and fighting alongside each other. And this was all brought about through first utilizing Facebook, social media, gathering together in support groups, and then mobilizing with great nonprofits like React 19, Children's Health Fund, ICANN, FLCCC, and the list goes on and on. And you know what? I am going to be joining that list very, very soon. My goal is, by the actual 2-year anniversary of my injury, I plan to have a full-on launch of my own very special nonprofit called The Revive Revolution. It's going to be groundbreaking, it's going to be game-changing, and it's way too much to try and cover in just this 4-minute video. But that's just the start. The nonprofit will fund the care that we need. It will fund the education we need to now live a restored life. We're still going to be having to be cognizant and maintain lifestyle changes like this is going to require. But I hope to teach you and help you all do that. Then I'm going to be establishing a mobile medical RV therapy service. That is going to be called the Revive Revive Wellness Experience. Okay, because it's going to be more than just an intensive week or two of therapeutics. No, there's going to be a preamble where you're going to learn how to prepare your gut and prepare your body for the process of healing. Coupled then at the right time with some great therapeutics, IV therapies, hyperbaric oxygen therapies, ozone, and the like. We're still vetting it all out, what we're going to add in. And then I'm going to be able to bring it to you. And hopefully, if this is a success and we prove it out to be powerful, I hope to establish then one per time zone, at least, and then regionally. I know we can do this in the US. However, right now I'm working with some Canadian friends to figure out how we can get it there as well. So thank you all for sticking by me, praying me up, supporting me, and loving on me. First and foremost, reactivated Epstein-Barr. And it's now pretty much chronic, and I'm trying to sort out the way to expel it once and for all. But major progress. I've gotten it into remission twice. Secondly, the only official and true diagnosis I ever got was the discovery of a large pleural effusion. They filmed it on my first MRI on 7/7. Did not get reported. That first radiologist missed it. It was a finding, and a major finding, and he didn't type it up. So maybe I have a legal fight. I did not find out about it until a follow-up appointment to be fully vetted and tested for MS and Lyme and any autoimmune. So they discovered nothing. Okay, great. It was an MS-like experience, full on. Got past that though. Then, of course, dysautonomia and POTS. Those were the next two to battle back from, and they were wicked. Don't really know what to call the pain syndrome that I had. I think it's just a blend of all the above. And then the little sneak up one that I had hit me just with my second major relapse was MCAS, mast cell activation. That was July 4th of 2023 that reared its ugly head. And here I am. I don't know, I probably have gotten that back into remission. I don't know, after just 2 or 3 months, of just working with Dr. Henry Ely. So praise God, there are solutions. It takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment, but there is hope and help.
So before I start off, I just want to say I want to raise awareness so more people have the information out there that isn't out there still, so people can make an informed decision for themselves. It's the whole reason I share all of the crap. Stop this from ever happening to anyone else. If I could stop this from happening to even one person, that would just make my whole year. So on the 14th of March 2021, I had my first and only dose of AstraZeneca. I was supposed to get Pfizer, but that's a story for another time. Within about 15 minutes, half an hour at max, I got a migraine. I started getting tunnel vision, like a blur in the corner of your eye that just essentially takes over your whole vision. Luckily only in one eye for me to begin with. So I was pretty freaked out because I'd never had a migraine before, but I sucked it up because it was my daughter's second birthday, and every mum will understand that. Everyone had told me you get flu-y symptoms or a headache after you have this vaccine, so I just assumed it was completely normal. Sucked it up, got done with the day. Actually didn't feel that bad by the evening, even though I'd had like a band had wrapped around my chest. It was really painful. I had horrible heart palpitations, and they were like pounding, violent, painful palpitations, and they just suddenly vanished. So I just went to bed. It'd been a long day, it was a kids' party. When I woke up in the morning, I felt really crap. I had never felt like that before, and I didn't even know at the time that I wasn't making any sense. And then I had my first seizure. He told me that my seizures, which he was calling syncope at the time, was down to lack of oxygen because I was having a panic attack, and that was obviously, the stress was then causing me to have a headache, not a migraine, a headache. So I just said, like, this can't be right. I'd spoken to a lot of paramedics, people in A&E that had helped me, and they were just saying completely different things. I got a referral through A&E to a cardiologist in the NHS, and then finally saw a new GP after that GP left. After changing my GPs to a brilliant one, who I'm still with now, I finally started getting help. She put me on like various different referrals to cardiology, neurology, a migraine clinic, I think trauma and orthopedics as well, and the pain clinic. I waited a really long time for all of those appointments. I waited 8 months, I think was the least I waited. So bearing in mind it had taken me an entire month to get to this GP. I was then in like October by the time I actually started getting help. I was going to the GP for various blood tests and ECGs and things. I then got a 72 hour monitor, and that's where things kind of started to unravel.
My name's Ali. I live in Hertfordshire, UK. I had 1 dose of Moderna, December 2021. I didn't want it. It was because of incoming mandates and pressure at work. I knew something was wrong. Don't trust your government. And I was right. I should have trusted my instincts. So I had this jab, and 2 weeks later I started getting electric shocks in my legs, in my feet, just really random all over. And then I started getting weird nervous twinges at the base of my spine. 2 weeks after that, I tested positive for COVID at work. So loads of my colleagues tested positive, and they were off for a day or two, didn't feel that bad. I was off for 2 weeks. I was really, really ill. Prior to having this jab, I was on no medication at all. I could run up to 7 miles. I'd got my long distance running up. I was fit. I was healthy. I could wake up in the middle of the night and go for a run. I had loads of energy, no medication. So I rang my doctor about a month after this happened and said I was having an inflammatory response. And his reply was, I've vaccinated thousands of people and you are the first person that's had a reaction like this. He did the standard blood test, and when they come back normal, he just discharged me. And since then, over a year and a half ago, I've had to fight for treatments, to see a neurologist, to get blood tests, to get MRIs. I had to get hold of steroids privately. I've had to get hold of low-dose naltrexone, methylene blue, paid to see a private doctor. My GP, I had to put in complaint in about my GP. If I'd have had prompt treatment at the start before this happened, this wouldn't have got this bad. I've now got spine pain, joint pain, saddle paresthesia, tinnitus in both ears, hearing loss, fatigue. I can't run anymore. Don't touch this stuff. This stuff is poison. I'm never going to have another vaccine again, ever. Not of anything. I'm trying to detox, get rid of the metals in my body. I eat organic food. I am on over 60 pills a day, and I'm having to pay for that out of my own money. I'm having to work a day less now. I work 2 days on, a day off, and then 2 days because I get too tired. I get mentally absolutely exhausted. I've had no help at all, no financial help from anywhere. I had a few £1,000s in savings, all gone. I've got nothing. I'm going to be on these pills for God knows how long. This causes a cytokine storm. So I went to a long COVID clinic 2 days ago, and they handed me a booklet, and it said, the only paragraph in that booklet that was any good said that this causes a cytokine storm. The NHS do not test for cytokines. They knew. So if they didn't know when they rolled this out, they know now. Why have they not? So the tests, apparently, the tests for cytokines are not precise enough, so they can't set the numbers out. They don't know what the parameters are. If you now know this causes a cytokine storm and causes inflammation, and long-term inflammation can cause cancers, why are you not doing research to get the proper testing done? Why are you not doing the proper test? Why are you telling people it's anxiety and fobbing them off? It's absolute bollocks. Do your fucking jobs. I shouldn't have to be reading medical papers. This isn't my job. I don't get paid to do this. The only help I've had is from UK CV Family, which has allowed me to access other people who've been injured, and there are loads of us, loads. This isn't rare. This isn't safe and effective. So UK CV Family and Kat Parker's group, she's based in America. So that's at least 4,000 people in their groups. I know people in Canada, people in Scotland. This isn't rare at all. And all I can say going forward is please, please, please do not give this to your children. If you want to put this stuff in your body, you're an adult, fine, you make that decision. Do not make this decision for your children. This could sterilise them. This could cause an antibody switch. This could fuck up their immune system. We don't know the long-term safety data. Just please do not put this in children. There is a march in May, the 13th of May, there's a rally in London, Truth Be Told. Please support them, please get behind that. Come along, it's at Trafalgar Square. Come along, please, come and see, come and meet people that have been vaccine injured. This isn't safe, this isn't effective. Do not have anything else at mRNA. This stuff is poison.
Hello, my name is Kelly. I am a silent survivor, a massage therapist, a whistleblower, and a wellness advocate from Atlantic Canada. Ethics and regulations are proving to hold no efficacy with regards to the safe and effective narrative that was displayed worldwide. And that narrative is affecting many. Some of us are lucky. We are in recovery and healing. I am one of the lucky ones. However, many are suffering. Together as a whole, our lives are forever changed. Is this misinformation or is it evidence-based? They will tell you it's misinformation. However, our personal experiences pertaining to accurate health information prove the evidence-based. 2022 is the most significant year of denial. In February of that year, I nearly died from my MVI, the coincidental non-motor vehicle kind. Jesus, the Son of God, is my savior and saved my life, and I am forever grateful. I forged my healing path forward with his guidance. This journey is unlike any other. You grieve you, who you were. That person is gone and never coming back. There's a new you. That new you has taken over. You grieve old ways and the lost relationships. And your goals, yeah, they change too. For many, it is simply to live another day. For others, they wish for the presentation of their wings any day. A sad, harsh reality we live daily while so many simply do not care. We are real, not rare. And due to heavy censorship, our total is unknown. I am a silent survivor of Moderna vaccine injury, lots number 052C21A and 06E21A. Blessings and have a great day.
Hi there, my name is Haval. My name is Haval Omar. I lived in Brighton. I am one of the vaccine injured, like the others suffering in UK. I had to leave UK because I went to GPs and hospitals to get treatment. Because I knew there was something wrong inside my body. The vaccine was exploding and symptoms keep coming one after the other one. So I used to keep going to the hospital, and GPs they used to tell me you'll go anxiety and that. So the time it goes, after 2 years, I have videoed and photos all the side effects and all the symptoms that the vaccine gave it to me. After I've received it, since then I can't do anything. I can't walk, I lost my brain, and physically I can't do anything. I keep getting treatment and I'm struggling, suffering for since I've had the jabs. And basically if I stayed in the UK and wait for them, they could have get rid of me because my situation was out of hand. And I've got proven all in videos and photos and by 5-6 specialists and doctors that saying the vaccine has damaged you with all side effects and symptoms, the dangerous symptoms and side effects. I'm not the only one, and I don't do that on purpose. And it's all true that vaccine will affect your body, brain, heart, and every part of your body. And they can check me out with any latest checkup that they got. They can find out, see how this vaccine has damaged me. And I've got about 50 symptoms, easy, like side effects. It's really bad, struggling. It will disconnect you to the world, so bad. And we keep fighting. I don't know what we're gonna happen. Either it's gonna kill us, or we're gonna get better. We're gonna get fully recovered. So yeah, this is all. And they have been covering all the cases now. They don't gonna say it is a vaccine. Luckily I have I had a friend. I left the country. They put me in a plane and they sent me abroad to get treatments because I got totally ignored back in Brighton. And I don't know from where to start and where to finish. It takes a couple of days to talk about the side effects, the symptoms, the story, that what did the vaccine did to me and the others who are suffering, injured from that vaccine. And it's been really tough 2 years. You can't imagine how tough it is. It's like 10 times worse than cancer, disabled, whatever you see is like any bad illnesses you got on this planet is much worse than that. You have to put your shoulder under 50, 60 side effects and symptoms. Is not that easy at all. It's really hard and tough. It's so bad. It's I keep getting treatment, specialist. I'm suffering for 2 years now.
Hi, my name is Trina, and I am a vaccine injured person. I was asked to do this quick video just to give you a little bit of information about me and my path that I've been on with this. I was in the pharmaceutical industry for 20 years, and in the fall of 21, we were told that we were mandated to get the vaccine or we would lose our jobs and be denied unemployment. I never wanted to get the vaccine. I had COVID in December of 2020, and I still had really high antibodies, which I submitted that. So I was going to get fired, and at the 11th hour, I chickened out and I went ahead and got the vaccine. It was the worst decision of my life. My life has ultimately changed. I'm unable to work. Within 1 hour after the vaccine, and I got the J&J one. 1 hour after the vaccine, I had a headache, and they said that headaches were possible. While I was at pharmacy, I got Advil. I'd never had a history of headaches prior to, and it progressively got worse. I went into the doctor day 5 because I could hardly even just barely function, that my headache was so bad. And he thought it was vascular. So within the next month and a half, I had a MRI and was diagnosed that I had a vaccine-induced encephalitis with vasculitis. Since then, I'm still having headaches. I'm 18 months out. I get my blood work done monthly. The vaccine has not waned out of my system one bit. The first 6 months was literally a 10 headache every day. They are not that bad every day, but I never know from day to day how my headaches are going to be. I also recently found out that I have a small case of pericarditis. My blood pressure has gone down since the vaccine. It had increased to 181/100. I can't remember the diastolic, but I did have a resting heart rate of 180, and that has normalized a little bit, but I still have the debilitating, headaches, and have been also diagnosed with white matter disease. At the time, I was only 48, so I just want to bring awareness. I was very quiet and didn't talk about what was going on with me the first probably 13 months. So I just really want to just let you know that we are real. We're real people. We had real lives. And we just want to get back to it. So if this will help, with anybody else or help us be vindicated for justice. That's all I ask. God bless.
Hi, my name is Glenn Chan, and I found out about vaccine injury the hard way. That was on June 30th, about 2 years ago. So what happened to me, I developed action tremors in my left hand. So if I try to like move my finger up and down very slowly, my body would just decide to do something else with all these like with all this crazy spazzing going on. I also couldn't walk for more than 5 minutes. If I tried to do that, I'd crash and have to go to sleep for a few hours in the middle of the day. And I also couldn't concentrate. So I could walk, I could have a conversation, but if I tried to do both at the same time, it was a little too much for me to handle. So at that time, I couldn't do like any computer programming at all because that would take like all of my brain power. And if I had needed to work back then, I would be in big trouble. So one of the things I discovered after getting vaccine injury was that access to healthcare was a huge problem because number one, doctors just don't study vaccine injury in medical school. And then number two is that a lot of doctors don't want to try. So my family doctor, his treatment plan for me was just to hang up on me. And obviously that's not a very good treatment plan. And then the third thing I learned is that doctors in Ontario, they're just not allowed to treat vaccine injury. So, because what happens here in Ontario, Canada, is that the CPSO, the licensing college will go after doctors if they like prescribe ivermectin, which is one of the drugs used to treat vaccine injury, or if they file too many adverse event reports for vaccine injuries, or if they give out too many vaccine exemptions, that kind of thing. So what I ended up doing was to take matters into my own hands and to become my own doctor. And to get access to ivermectin, I didn't want to rely on a doctor to prescribe it to me. Like, you could sort of do it back then, but it was risky. And it turned out what I did was a good idea. So what I did, I got veterinary ivermectin. So this, I can't even read. It's Ukrainian. So apparently I'm illiterate. But if I tried to get the human version, then I would have found out that the doctor who prescribed it to me, he actually, like one of the ones that I could have gone to, he ended up losing his license. So then I'd be, stuck and scrambling to find access to that drug. So what ended up happening is I found ivermectin and black seed oil, and I got really lucky because I happened to respond to those drugs. So I'm in like the 7% of people who are mostly recovered and who are lucky enough to get their lives back. And unfortunately, there's like 93% of the people out there who haven't seen that level of recovery. So I had to experience survivor's guilt for a while. And then, so what I'm doing now is that I'm just helping. Trying to find a way to get more injured people, into the 7%, to just grow that percentage so that more people get their lives back. Because the government, they took away my access to healthcare, but they can't, stop us from looking out for one another. So one of the initiatives I'm working on right now is called Sick and Abandoned. Oh, I forgot to turn this off. So this website, you can send anyone here. It'll link patients to support groups and resources. So here they could go to a list of support groups. So I think I have the most comprehensive list of support groups in the world. And this is how patients connect with one another. And so through initiatives like this, hopefully more people can get their lives back. And this is how human beings should look out for one another. I know the government's not doing it, but we can be the change in the world that we want to see. All right, thank you for listening to my message.
Today is not a good day emotionally. Just reflecting a little bit ago on being a nurse and how I miss my patients and miss actually feeling and doing and being a human. It comes and goes. Some parts of me have accepted it, and then some parts of me, the stubborn parts, have not, and that's what I'm struggling with today.
Hey guys, my name is Z, and this is a story about how my health issues from the vaccine affected my personality and behavior. I've gotten my only shot of Moderna on January 11th of 2022. A month or two later, I woke up with the craziest headache I've had in my entire life. And since then, nothing was ever the same. What happened was I had 24/7 head pressure every single day for practically half a year. It would basically feel like there was a ball squeezing in my head every time I walked by a windy place or was in a moving vehicle like a train. My head would be like highly affected, and I didn't know exactly what was wrong with me. I was going practically from doctor to doctor trying to figure things out. It was a very difficult process, considering that I have no prior knowledge navigating the medical system. And basically, it has caused me to lose a lot of things in my personal life in terms of relationships. Practically all my friends have left me. All my family didn't understand what I was going through. It was a complete nightmare being alone, sick and abandoned, and trying to basically find help. Due to the nature of my medical problem, a lot of people had a hard time understanding what I was going through, especially considering I didn't understand what I was going through. I finally found a way to, eventually in my search for a physician, I went back to New York to finally get my MRI. And what ended up happening was it found something in my head, and I had to undergo an operation on September 27, 2022, a partially awake craniotomy. Eventually, it was confirmed that I have brain cancer, an oligodendroglioma, which was the reason for my issues with my behavior, the brain pressure, and everything that accompanies it. I was perfectly healthy before. I never really get headaches in my entire life, but since the vaccine, everything has been upside down, and looking for help has been a very, very huge struggle. What I want to say is that due to the nature of what we're all going through, we've had to all been forced to kind of look for each other and form our own little support groups in the hopes of finding a cure and basically just being there for one another, replacing what our families were supposed to mean to us. With everything that's happened, we were forced to basically find each other, come together, looking for a cure. It can be a very huge thing. We all need to work together in order to help one another, to change the medical system in order to not discriminate against anyone, especially the vaccine-injured community. We had to come together, and it can be a beautiful thing. I hope we can continue to come together even more. And on that note, I want to leave with a quote. It's when we start working together that the real healing takes place. I want to thank everyone for listening to this message and hope that we can be the change that we're supposed to be. Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Alicia Connors. I am a flight attendant for a major airline in the United States of America. I am vaccine injured. I didn't want the vaccine. I kept telling people no over and over and over again, doctors, friends. And then my airline began to pull me left and right for COVID pull exposures. The government was forcing the mandate. It was coming. I knew it. And between the company pulling me left and right and our government pushing the mandate and everybody else, I caved in and took one Pfizer vaccine. Within 24 hours, I had a reaction. I actually had my reaction on the airplane. It started with a sharp pain up my left arm, into my left neck, into my left ear. After that, I began to have COVID-like symptoms, and I would go to the urgent care and they would test me and I would be negative. I continued to get worse. I then had extreme head pressure, like an elephant was sitting on my head. I had so much inflammation that the blood flow to my optic nerve was cut off, and I had temporary vision loss. My gums swelled up so bad that a tooth broke at the gum line, and my gums continued to bleed profusely. I recently saw a dental specialist who told me that my upper lower palate and gums look like that of a person with leukemia. Yeah. So lost teeth and evidently the whole roof of my mouth and the lower palate and my gums. Now we'll continue on down to my throat. I was choking on my own throat and vomiting, and a scope was put down. The first attempt didn't work because I had too much inflammation. The second time, I was told that my esophagus was full of lesions and sores, and I also had ulcers in my stomach, which was also full of inflammation. I have permanent tissue damage to my esophagus, and I must be screened for cancer every year now. I was covered in rashes and sores. They started out as small rashes from 10 to 20 minutes that would burn like stinging hot needles straight down through the muscles and bones. They continued until my entire body was covered in sores. I had problems with my legs. My feet turned the color of blue. I had internal vibrations on the left leg. And this is hard. I had so much go wrong with my body at once that I don't think I can fit it into 4 minutes for you. What I can tell you is that I was mocked by physicians. I was abandoned by physicians. My own GP, once he realized that I had a vaccine injury, made sure that he didn't return any of my calls. And I even wrote a handwritten faxed letter to him. The urgent care that I had to keep going to, well, I don't know if she was a doctor or a physician's assistant probably, said, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what kind of specialist to even send you to except to report it to VAERS. And then a second doctor or PA in that same urgent care, when I had to go back again, she mocked me when I asked her, are you going to report my symptoms to VAERS? She said, what's VAERS? I don't know what VAERS is. I'm going to have to go Google that. You're a healthcare worker. You are a healthcare worker. You took an oath. You are mocking someone who is sick, who has lost their vision, covered in sores, had vertigo, and so many things go wrong with their body. It was like a bomb exploded inside me, and you're mocking me. I hope you see this video. I'm calling you out. I have a decent medical team now, and we've made some progress. But I want everyone to know out there, next time your government forces a vaccine on you, just know that there's nobody there to help you if you have adverse reactions to it. I have lost 2 years of work, and I've lost all my retirement money. You see, the airline I work for, if you're sick, after 6 months and you can't come back to work, they drop your health insurance. At least that's how it works in America. You lose everything you own, basically. Yeah.
I'm Elizabeth. I am vaccine injured, and it takes a lot for me to kind of really want to talk about what's happened. I have a hard time not just bawling. It's been almost 2 years of hell. It's been almost 2 years of fighting for me. Fighting to be able to hold a cup. Fighting to not hit myself, to brush my hair, try to brush my hair. I was freaking excited to pull my hair up in a ponytail. I wasn't excited when my hair started falling out like I was a cancer patient, or how I've been losing hairs on my eyebrows or my eyelashes. I haven't been excited about that. I haven't been excited that my teeth all of a sudden are just chipping and cracking now. Now I have sensitivity to cold things and hot things, or how I have these rare, just these crazy allergies now. I mean, I can't eat freaking bananas now or strawberries, and I love them. Can't have them no more. I'm allergic to freaking trees that are on my property and surround my house. Never been allergic to them before. I have cognitive issues. I now have an implant in my chest of my heart. When I first was hospitalized, I was told it's going to be beneficial that I had one of the strongest hearts they've seen. Yeah, I never would have thought I was in therapy and they were going to have to call rapid response on me because of my heart. Didn't think that. I didn't think at 39 years old, right before 38, before I even turned 39, that I would be in a wheelchair, an automatic wheelchair, not walking, needing help to go to the bathroom, needing help to get dressed, needing help to bathe, and needing help to feed myself, drink. I never would have thought any of that. But here I am, having a true severe adverse reaction to the Pfizer vaccine. November 4th of 2021. Changed my life. It just changed my families. My son came home from college to help because things were so bad. And now I have no idea how the hell I'm putting it back in it. Where the money's coming from. All my savings is gone. It's been gone. I have to pick and choose on the things that I buy. What gets paid, what doesn't get paid. I've always been the one that's helped people. I've always been the one that's helped people pay the bills, get them groceries, get their kids' clothes, school supplies. I've always been the one that's been there to help people. And now I get it. Why people are like, it's hard to speak up and ask for things. I get it. I'm in the biggest battle of my life. And I want to walk again. I miss not being able to walk. I miss not being able to bike. I miss not being able to run around with my kids and play. I miss doing laundry. Hell, I literally miss being able to just go in the kitchen and cook food for my family. I can't open the refrigerator or the freezer. I can't. You know how I do it? I hook a piece of rope that's attached to my handle onto my wheelchair, and then I back up. I have lots of can'ts. It's a word I don't like. And I have a long, long road ahead of me. I'm not giving up. I'm definitely struggling. It's definitely hard. I'm here to fight, and I'm here to figure it out. And I'm here for anybody who wants to talk. I'm here for all the parents who've lost their babies to this. I'm here for family members who've watched their loved ones pass away from random heart issues and heart attacks and strokes. I'm here for just my brothers and sisters who are in the same boat I am and are fighting. We need to speak up and we need to stand up. Or sit, in my case. and fight and be there for each other and love on each other and support each other. So yeah, November 4th of 2021 changed my life forever. And it's not rare. It's very real. Vaccine injuries have been around since before I was born. I don't know why we're saying it's rare when it's not. So stop trying to deny what's in front of your faces, because if it was you or if it was your family, you'd be fighting. So let's stand together and let's stand up. And my prayers and love go out to all of you fighting.
Hello, my name is Marie-Claire Sanderson. I'm 59 years old and I have been affected by the Pfizer vaccination, which I got on the 27th of July 2021. I only had one dose because I had an immediate reaction. As I was getting injected, I could feel 2 points of my tongue burning. And I told the nurse, but she sort of like said, well, just wait 10 minutes and if it's gone, just go. And so that's what I did. When I got home, I was very ill that night with shivers and jerky body movements when I was sleeping, which I had no idea what was going on, and stomach pains. Then I got a bit better, and then 2 days later I started feeling really sick and had really bad stomach cramps and a splitting headache, and I never get headaches. And I had a headache for about 10 days, and then that went away and I was feeling a bit better again. And then at the beginning of September, I started getting really, really severe stomach cramps that made me lie down. I had no idea what was going on, and but I knew that it was the vaccine because I've been feeling strange all the time. And so they were really like, there was no way that I could do anything when I had those. And then they went, and then I just started feeling like really, really tired. And it came to the point where I just had to lie on the sofa all day long and do absolutely nothing. I couldn't do anything. I was so dizzy when I stood up that I felt like I was going to faint. And that went on for about 2 months. And then I just started feeling generally really unwell, and I never got my energy back. And I was a very, very energetic person. I used to do loads. I used to be very sporty. I used to ride my horse, drive and walk loads of places in a day, and swim and walk in the country every day with my dogs. And then I got herpes as well, which went away. Then the feeling of breathlessness, which I forgot to mention before, but that's always been there. And like tachycardias as well. So getting all the symptoms basically. Went to the doctor, went to the ER room. Doctors did loads of tests, couldn't find anything. What can I say? Loads of tests have done, and then I got slightly better again and tried to get my normal life back, but it didn't last for long. It lasted for about a week. And then I started getting really sick again. And just recently, I've been really ill again for the last 2 months with chronic fatigue and feeling really nauseous. I've lost about 20 kilos. And my skin has totally changed. And I look about 20 years older. And then last night, I had the scariest of things, a line that came in my foot. I think maybe there's going to be a photo attached to my testimony, and that's gone now. But what the hell was that? It's just like so scary, and I'm feeling so sick and tired, and I just think that this is going to really do me in, basically. And just warn everybody, don't ever get one of these bloody vaccinations, because they're just like pure poison. You might not get a reaction straight away, but I'm sure there's going to be lots of people that are going to have adverse effects in the future. So please heed my words. Don't get it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shay. I received my COVID-19 vaccine on April 3rd, 2021. Like millions of others, I experienced a strong immune response. Within 45 minutes, I developed an anaphylactic reaction after the vaccination site had already closed. I had no one to help me, so my kids had to call 911. The paramedics arrived and they examined me and checked my heart. I felt like I was experiencing a heart attack. I wasn't able to breathe. My heart was racing. Was this even normal? I'm completely sober and never experienced a drug overdose whatsoever. But I felt like maybe they should have warned us and prescribed us an EpiPen prior to our injection for the COVID-19 vaccine. Why would they even push these vaccines on young children with all the risks involved? Upon arrival to the ER, my doctor informed me elderly patients were dying from these vaccines. He was actually surprised I had such a strong reaction to it. I was completely shocked, as this wasn't on mainstream media. Why are we not hearing of these adverse reactions? It wasn't long before I found out doctors didn't really have a cure for adverse reactions. I visited the doctor over 150 times since my COVID vaccine. Each time they only gave me Benadryl. It's unfortunate that they really couldn't help me. It's been 2 years and I still suffer from health issues. My life is not normal, unfortunately. I'm still seeing a cardiologist. My heart's always racing the minute I wake up. I suffer from severe chest pains, palpitations, small vibrant neuropathy, pins and needles. My hands are always numb. I deal with chronic fatigue syndrome on a daily basis. It's like never-ending brain fog. My short-term memory is completely gone. I forget everything. This isn't normal. I'm a young, healthy woman. I was active. I was going to the gym. I was working full-time. I had high blood pressure, elevated glucose levels, high cholesterol. I was allergic to water after the vaccine. I can't even have gluten. I'm completely sensitive to gluten. I also had horrible vertigo, double vision. I was seeing floaters. I couldn't drive at night. I had to wear glasses. My neurologist finally diagnosed me with vestibular migraines. She said it was caused by using the computer. I never had any issues. I worked in tech management for over 6 years. Never once had a migraine. I couldn't even get out of bed or sit at my desk for a long period. How am I supposed to work? I had really bad lower back pain. I was unable to walk, unable to get out of bed. I was completely bedridden for over a year. I'm still dealing with health issues. I really hope and pray for answers and treatment soon. I hope one day they'll finally admit to adverse reactions and we won't be ostracized by society. Every time I see the doctor, they either cancel my visit or just gaslight me, and they deny that I had an adverse reaction. It's unfortunate. I'm doing everything I can to raise awareness and protect my children. I'm really blessed to have connected with the injured community, especially Aaron. He's one of the only advocates who really fights for our children. I stand for medical freedom, and I hope one day we'll be able to make a difference. I thank you so much for your time. God bless.
I am vaccine injured from the Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines. I have over 31 neurological conditions, including, but not limited to, dysautonomia, narcolepsy, sleep apnea, idiopathic CNS hyperinsomnia, Behçet's disease, memory loss, brain fog, blood clots and bleeding every day, and so much more. My health will never be the same. My life will never be the same. We are not rare, we are real. We are vaccine injured, and we matter. We all matter. My vaccine injury has cost me so much. It has cost my health, my finances, my job, my business, and essentially my life. I don't know how much longer I will be able to go on like this. But as long as I have the strength in me, I will continue to keep fighting for all of us. To tell the truth, we are not rare, we are real. And we will not continue to let this keep going on. We will fight for ourselves and everyone out there. I am so tired. I am so tired of fighting this vaccine injury every day. And watching others fight, and they can't fight anymore. My children give me the strength to go on. Those other vaccine injury people give me the strength to go on. My friends and my family give me the strength to go on. Am I overwhelmed and tired? Absolutely. Do I want to give up some days? God, yes, I do. But I have to keep going. So many people depend on me. And we will keep fighting until we have no breath left in us to fight anymore against this medical tyranny, against this fraud. I volunteer with organizations such as OperationTruth.net, FormerFedsGroup.org, and many others. We need your support. We need help. We are suffering greatly. We are filming a docu-series on vaccine injury with OperationTruth.net. We need your support and funding. So many of the vaccine injured have lost their jobs, lost their homes, their cars, loved ones. I currently speak at rallies all over the world, share my truth and share the truth of others that are vaccine injured. This has been going on for years, and I mean years, and this is not the first time that pharma and our government have done this to people. This is just a repeat of history. Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injuries are not rare. They're real.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury isn't rare, it's real.
Vaccine injured lives matter. We are very real and not so rare.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury is not rare, it's rare.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injuries are real, they're not rare.
The vaccine injured is not a real, it's a real, everyone is suffering of the vaccine injured. I am one of them.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury isn't rare, but real.
Our injuries are real, not rare. We are the sick and abandoned, and our lives matter.
All vaccine injured lives matter. They're worth fighting for. We're not rare. We're real and fighting daily.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury, it's real, not rare.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury isn't rare, it's real.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury is real, not rare.
Vaccine injured lives matter. Vaccine injury isn't rare, it's real.
Vaccine injury lives matter. Vaccine injury isn't rare, it's really real.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our special guest, Mr. Matt Hancock.
Anti-Semitic, anti-vax conspiracy theories that have been promulgated online this morning are not only deeply offensive, but anti-scientific and have no place in this House or in our wider society.
Can I join with my right honourable friend in completely condemning those types of comments that we saw this morning in the strongest possible terms? Obviously, it is utterly unacceptable.
You're right, mate. Fuck Matt Hancock. You know, Matt Hancock, I hope you hear me. I hope you hear this Glaswegian say, fuck you, mate. Matt Hancock, you look into the eyes of me and the vaccine injured all around the world. What you'll see is, you'll see pain, you'll see fear, you'll see regret, but most of all, you'll see fucking anger. Remember, Matt Hancock, you work for us, not the other way about. The power stands here with the people today. God bless every one of you. Fuck Matt Hancock. Call me misinformation. Call me medical misinformation. YouTube, Facebook, The Lion, ITV, Channel 4, Sky, and the fucking BBC. Here we are today, look at the people on the street. These people will go down in history for the right reasons. But I swear to God, I love every single one of you.
My name's Adam Rowland, and I'm vaccine injured. I'm really sorry that I can't be there today, but unfortunately, I'm just too sick. I really want to thank every single one of you for your support. And we really, really need you to get any justice. This is my message for the UK government and the MHRA that's supposed to protect us and look after us as British citizens. You know you've killed thousands and injured hundreds of thousands more, probably over 1 million. You stopped the AstraZeneca vaccine, but abandoned us and censored us. You've left us to rot. You've left us to rot and die. You continue to play God with your evil lies and your censorship, injuring and killing unsuspecting mothers, fathers, sons and daughters. You can't hide this forever, and you will be brought to account.